Alright, man. I was born in Chandigarh, Punjab, a new country. Like the different people, man. Like different mannerism, different culture,
Yeah.
different lifestyle, all that. Yeah. मैं जाके ले आया. मैं कहा, you know what? I'm actually gonna just gonna do it. Punjabi च करना शुरू किया. Like I was like, man, कोई है नहीं है जो कर रहा है graffiti style. Punjabi, English doesn't matter. Hindi, whatever. Or like draw something like. I was like, nah, it's not my creation. Like it's not about appreciation, brother. It's like people's voice. On like legal walls and illegal walls. If you're doing it on a legal wall, then you can take as much time you want. So it's always love, man. Appreciating other art form, whether it is digital or canvas or water or pencil or sketch, whatever it is. If your piece is powerful, just put it on a wall, and then you'll see.
Our guest today is an anonymous artist combining his cultures through his art. Welcome, ArtByTDR. How are you doing, brother?
Good, brother. How you doing? Thanks for having me, bro.
I'm good. How I like to start all podcasts is to go back, like a trip down memory lane, and find out what you were like as a kid growing up, what your background's like, and what your childhood was like. So, take it away.
Sweet. All right, man. I was born in Chandigarh. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I was at 21, like ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ Melbourne move ਹੋਇਆ ਸੀ. So yeah. And childhood was like pretty cool. Like was into art and other sports. So yeah.
What sports were you into growing up?
Okay, so soccer, like football.
Yeah.
And thoda bahut cricket,
Obviously.
Because like obviously yeah. Hanji. And yeah, school ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਣੇ ਖੋ-ਖੋ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਸੀ, like the game. I don't know
what game is that?
Kho-Kho.
How do you play that? I've not heard of it before.
Man, it's hard to explain though.
Oh, okay, never mind. Never mind
yeah.
then. We'll skip
yeah,
that one.
it's freaking hard to explain, man. Yeah.
What
Yeah.
like you said you were into art as well. When you were, I'm guessing your
Yeah.
education was in India. So like, what did you ever take like a formal art lesson in India, or was it just something that you did as a passion project on the side?
No, it's actually, I think I'm actually really into like different things, trying different things. Yeah. ਇਹ ਕੀ ਹੋਇਆ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ student ਸੀਗਾ, then drawing like cartoons and Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
I used to draw, and then like making school projects, like any drawings, charts, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So auto like mera whole interest वध गया, and then I started doing painting, canvas kind of stuff, like watercolor, and oil paintings and stuff like that. फिर ਜਦੋਂ मैं like ਇੱਧਰ ਆ ਗਿਆ, and then it was like a long break, man. Like 10 ਸਾਲ like man, I didn't even touch any like paintbrush and stuff like that.
Oh wow.
It was a long gap.
Right.
Yeah. It was a long gap, bro. Yeah.
Why was that?
Like,
is that because you were like getting into gum and stuff when you got to Australia?
Yeah. It was just about like surviving, brother. Like obviously studying at the same time and like working stuff,
Yeah.
and then settling down here, and it was obviously like a different it's like a different culture, bro. Like you're getting into it, like you wanna cope up,
Yeah.
It's just there, bro. So yeah, it was difficult. So life takes you like different laneway, so yeah, फिर वो करने लग गए, like ध्यान divert हो गया, and then like ਜਦੋਂ settle, and then the priority changes, and life teaches you, and then after, and then rediscovering yourself, ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਛੱਡਤੀਆਂ ਸੀਗੀਆਂ, ਫਿਰ ਉਹ like ਦੁਬਾਰਾ ਤੋਂ start ਕਰਨ ਦਾ ਮੌਕਾ ਮਿਲਿਆ, ਫਿਰ
yeah
and doing it. Yeah.
What was that like when you first came over from India to Melbourne? Like, what was the sort of culture shock like? Did you find it hard to adapt, or were you okay? What was that sort of like?
Nah, brother, it was all good because Chandigarh, because मैं Chandigarh to right?
Hmm.
And I don't know, like, like if you've been to Chandigarh or not,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
if you go, it's not much of a different.
It's like the most modern sort of place in Punjab. Probably that and
Yeah,
Patiala for me. That the places that I've went.
yeah, cool. So Chandigarh ਦਾ ਇਹ scene ਹੈ ਕਿ like ਬਹੁਤ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ like ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ like expose ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਉੱਧਰ, you know,
Hmm.
if you like from Chandigarh. So ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਇਆ is not a big deal. Like as in obviously culture is totally different
Yeah,
and that's 100%. But ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ like the lifestyle and all that, yeah.
yeah.
So is very much similar. Okay, so
Hmm.
ਏਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਕੋਈ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਚੰਡੀਗੜ੍ਹ ਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੇਖੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਆ ਕੇ ਮੈਂ ਦੇਖੀਆਂ ਨੇ, right? So and culture wise obviously different here, ठीक है ते cope up फिर हो ही गया bro because as a student you know you
Yeah,
meet different people.
yeah, you've got to learn to adapt, sort of thing. But my thing
Yeah,
was more like the people and things, because obviously, as you said, most of the things in Chandigarh are pretty much the same, and caught up to like
yeah,
Melbourne or even England and America, Canada, whatever you want to say. But more so the people, like what we like settling in that terms, like because obviously India is a bit more, how can I say this politely, a bit more cutthroat. Where from a British standpoint, like when I go over to India, I feel like it's a bit more. I feel like people over here maybe have different mannerisms and things. So what was that like to adjust?
yeah, I mean 100% man, or the ਜਿੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਜਾਈਏ new country, you know, like the different people man, you know, like different mannerism, different culture,
Yeah,
different lifestyle, all that, yeah. ਜਿਹੜੀ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ country ਆਪਾਂ ਚੱਲ ਜਾਈਏ, right? So I've studied here as well, man. I've studied back home. Even ki ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਦੇ ਹਾਂ, like then you meet like different like other people like from Middle East, you know, like from Samoa, you know, like from like here a lot of islanders, you know, like they study with you, like you know, so from Tonga, you know, so
yeah,
stuff like that, you know. So one of the like culture, yeah, you know, one of the culture like Maoris people, like Aboriginals, you know,
yeah.
so the native people. Okay, so ਉਹੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਲਾਈਕ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਕੰਟਰੀ ਚੋਂ ਕਿਹੜੀ ਸਾਈਡ ਤੋਂ ਬਿਲੋਂਗ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ, you
Right, I
know,
get you. Yeah,
like if you meet like a South Indian, like ਸਾਡੇ ਦੋਨਾਂ ਲਈ ਉਹ ਇੱਕ foreigner ਆ, because even that guy has a different language, culture and all that, you know. ਸਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਉਹ foreigner ਆ ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਮਿਲੀਏ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ South Indian ਨੂੰ
hmm,
like ਜਾਂ East Indian ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਤੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਉਹਦੀ ਲੈਂਗੁਏਜ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਮਝ ਆਣੀ, ਨਾਲੇ ਉਹਦਾ ਕਲਚਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗੂਗਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਵੀ ਕੀ ਆ, you know. So it's like a really long, deep talk you can go into, like, you know, because depends, like, you know, sometimes you meet people like, you know, they are like fully advanced, like fully into it, very intellectual, you know, but the guy is like homeless, you know.
yeah,
So yeah, so I mean, it's any like education, you know, you can ਜਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੜ੍ਹਾਈ ਵਾਲੀ ਐਜੂਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਜਾਂ ਦੁਨੀਆਦਾਰੀ ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਕਹਿ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਲਾਈਕ ਉਹ ਵਾਲੀ ਆ, ਲਾਈਕ ਕਿਹੜੀ ਵਾਲੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਨਾ. it's
uh,
it's
uh,
it's it's that, yeah, bro.
I think that is the good thing about like going to like further education, wherever it may be, is that when you get there, there will be that many different cultures, as you were saying. It's like a melting pot. I know it's like
Yeah,
all
true,
these
bro,
different
true.
all these different cultures coming in, and you're all there for like a similar purpose of furthering your formal education, but you'll learn so much
Mhm.
about different cultures at the same time, which is a really valuable experience, because then you don't like the perceptions that you might have of somebody beforehand, and then when you actually get to study with them and things, then perceptions might change, Hannah.
100%, bro, that's the main thing, you know. ਹੁਣ
Mhm.
ਇਹ actually matter ਕਰਦਾ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ,
Yeah,
you know, like education get you like a good job and shit, but maybe, you know, we're
yeah,
not even sure. But
uh,
actual like actual ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ life ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ like experiences, you know, different people, you know, learning from them, you know, यही मैटर करता ज़्यादा
100%.
मन लगता
Yeah, definitely. I couldn't agree more. Like when I went to uni as well, there's obviously lots of different cultures there, and you pick up little things from here and there. It's obviously the easiest thing is to stay with your own culture, even when you go to uni. There's always me and the other
Oh
Apane
yeah, bro.
who would be together at uni, but when you talk to others, then you get
Oh
a
yeah,
bit more. And I think that's
yeah,
that's the better
yeah.
part of it. And
Yeah.
sort of going back on the art topic, so you mentioned before like Dragon Ball Z was like one of the first cartoons and stuff you were starting to draw. Is that like your first memories of like drawing and being artistic?
Okay, first memory, man. What's an apne? I think comics on the kai, right? The comics they characters in this, like I used to like draw, yeah, and then बहुत like मैं छोटा सा था Mickey Mouse, even Donald Duck, like DuckTales series, like Tailspin, like Baloo, maybe like Johnny Bravo, stuff like that, फिर उतों करते like फिर मैं paint because yeah फिर मैं painting वाला आ गया ठीक है like water painting and then like oil painting.
How old were you when you were
Characters.
doing the sort of comic drawings, and then how old were you when you sort of got into oil paintings and water paintings? Because I imagine that's like a big step up. Do you know what I mean? It's not like it's not probably a smooth transition unless you're making a lot of clara at the same time, and then do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was, man. All right, so for me it was like big thing, so it just like uh okay, so the comics, characters drawings, cartoons, मैं बहुत छोटा सीगा like I was मैं 5th class ਚ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ 5ਵੀਂ class ਚ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਮੈਂ ਤੇ water based color paint, sorry, and painting ਮੈਂ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ 9ਵੀਂ 10ਵੀਂ ਚ and that's it. ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਮੈਂ ਕਦੀ ਟੱਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ ਫਿਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਮੂਵ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਮੈਂ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਹੀ ਮੂਵ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ ਇੱਧਰ ਨਾ after like 11th or 12th, yeah. ਫਿਰ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਮੈਂ ਟੱਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਪਾਇਆ, yeah. So it's like
That's
a
what
dream
happens to
ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ
most
ਜਦੋਂ
people.
ਤੁਸੀਂ oh
Sorry.
yeah, like for me it was like looking at big canvases, bit landscape, portrait, all that, colors, paintbrush बहुत ज़्यादा attract करता ਸੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ, like just draw, man, just yeah.
Did you have like other artistic people in your family to sort of push you into that direction, or like how does one sort of just fall into art like that? Because I imagine there's like the resources and stuff as well, like getting the paint and getting the brushes. That's obviously going to be a like financial resources, but also just time and energy. Whereas if you're doing your education at the same time, like you might not want to go fully into that, and you want to do your passion. So did you have like family support and stuff, or how did that sort of come about?
Okay, so I don't know about others, but with my family, with my parents, one of the ਸੀਗਾ ਕਿ like, all right, like ਇੱਥੇ ਤੱਕ ਹੀ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, like they were supportive, but not like like full on, kind of like, all right, man, just painting ਹੀ ਕਰਦਾ ਰਹਿ ਤੂੰ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਨਾ. So ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਕਿ like ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਲਰ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ ਆ ਕੁਝ ਵੀ ਹੈ, I mean ਉਹ ਲਿਆ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ, but ਕਦੀ ਮੈਂ ਏਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਕਿ like I'm gonna be like ਮੇਰਾ focus main like ਇਹ ਬਣੇਗਾ ਕਦੀ, ਉਸ kind ਦੀ support ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀਗੀ obviously because ਹਜੇ ਵੀ ਉਹਦੇ scope ਮੈਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ like ਉਸ time ਤੇ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀਗਾ because there was no like social media and all kind of stuff, so platform. So ਉਦੋਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ like ਇਹ ਕਦੀ ਮੈਂ full time, ਹਜੇ ਵੀ full time ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ, but ਕਰਨ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਦਿਲ ਆ full time, but ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਹੋਊਗਾ full time ਹਜੇ, like at the moment. So yeah, ਉਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਇਹੀ story ਸੀਗੀ ਕਿ full time ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣਾ like ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਮੈਂ, yeah, but they were supportive, yeah.
So it was more like a passion project, and then as you said, you did +1 +2 as many do, and then you go and do your education in Melbourne, and then you take that 10-year break. Why after like the 10-year break, what sparked the sort of getting back into it?
Okay, so bro, ਇੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਸੌਟ ਆਊਟ ਹੋਣ ਲੱਗ ਗਈਆਂ ਸੀਗੀਆਂ ਲਾਈਫ 'ਚ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ? Then there's a store here, ਉਹਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਹੈਗਾ Office Works,
Mhm.
okay? So it's like a big stationery shop, like
Yeah.
full on. You can get like electronics, like cameras, like all that kind of stuff, yeah? ਮੈਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਗਿਆ ਅੰਦਰ ਤੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਜਾਂਦਾ like Office Works when I go, or any kind of art shop, like Office Works not like a art shop, yeah?
Mhm.
ਪਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ, ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਕੈਨਵਸਿਸ ਵਗੈਰਾ ਦੇਖਦਾ ਸੀ ਉੱਥੇ, paint brush like paints and pens and all that, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ like come on man, you know, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ, ਮੈਂ ਫੇਰ ਕਰਾਂਗਾ ਮੈਂ, you know?
Mhm.
So ਇੱਕ ਦਿਨ just ਮੈਂ ਚੱਕ ਕੇ ਲਿਆਇਆ, ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ you know what, I'm actually gonna just gonna do it. ਮੈਨੂੰ ਹਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਯਾਦ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਹੁਣ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਲਾਸਟ paint ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀਗਾ 2012 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ,
Wow.
okay?
Mhm.
2012 ਚ ਮੈਂ ਕਈ ਕੈਨਵਸਿਸ ਬਣਾਏ ਸੀਗੇ, ਇੱਕ like Bob Marley, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, ਇੱਕ ਨਿਹੰਗ ਸਿੰਘ and ਇੱਕ ਸੀਗਾ Lord Shiva, ਆ ਤਿੰਨ ਕੈਨਵਸਿਸ ਮੈਂ ਕੀਤੇ ਸੀਗੇ। ਫਿਰ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਮੈਂ ਹਜੇ ਫਿਰ ਮੈਂ ਬ੍ਰਸ਼ ਛੱਡਤਾ, ਫਿਰ ਮੈਂ iPad ਲੈ ਲਿਆ, ਫਿਰ ਮੈਂ iPad ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਕਰਨ ਲੱਗ ਗਿਆ,
Mhm.
ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਨਾ? And then I bought some graffiti, like those cans, you know?
Mhm.
ਉੱਥੋਂ ਵੀ ਇਨਫਲੂਐਂਸ ਹੋਇਆ। ਉਸਦੀ ਵੀ ਇੱਕ ਸਟੋਰੀ ਹੈ, ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ like ਚੰਡੀਗੜ੍ਹ, ਮੇਰਾ ਰੂਮ ਪੂਰਾ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਣਾ I used to tag, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ?
Yeah.
ਮੈਂ ਟੈਗ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ, ਮੈਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਵਾਲ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਨਾ, ਜਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਘਰ ਆਇਆ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਣ ਲਈ, ਮੇਰਾ ਫਰੈਂਡ ਹੈ, ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਹੈ, ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਸੀ like ਕੁਛ ਨਾ ਕੁਛ ਤੂੰ ਵਾਲ ਤੇ ਲਿਖ ਕੇ ਜਾ, maybe like a date, maybe like put a freaking date or initial or anything,
Mhm.
you know? So Punjabi, English doesn't matter, Hindi, whatever, or like draw something like little piece for me, you know? So ਮੇਰੀ ਵਾਲ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਪੂਰੀ ਕਵਰਡ ਆ ਟੈਗਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ, like ਚੰਡੀਗੜ੍ਹ ਚ ਇਹ ਸੀਨ ਏਦਾਂ ਸੀਗਾ ਸੀਨ, yeah.
Yeah, that's quite cool, and I think you can see that in your work now. That one of the things that you said there that I wanted to touch upon is so like the art that you can see on your Instagram page. Most of that like seems like it has been generated on a computer. So is that how you do it on an iPad? What's that process like?
Yeah, I'll do it on the iPad, but मैं actually भी graffiti करदा walls ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਨਾ,
Hmm.
yeah.
But like
So
some of the ones on the Instagram page, they're like they look like they're drawn, but there is still sort of like a computerized
yeah,
sort
they
of
are digital,
yeah,
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 they are
exactly, yeah,
digital,
yeah.
those ones are digital, yeah.
What?
So
Mhm.
software ਹੈਗਾ Procreate, like ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੋਏਗਾ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆਰਟਿਸਟ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਡਰਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ,
Mhm.
ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੋਊਗਾ Procreate ਉਸ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ, ਤੇ because I think calligraphy, like ਜੇ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਰਾਈਟਿੰਗ ਲੈਟਰਿੰਗ ਉਸਦਾ ਥੋੜਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇੰਟਰਸਟ, ਸੋ ਉਹ ਕਰਦਾ like ਜਿਵੇਂ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਟੈਗਿੰਗ ਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਸ਼ੌਂਕ, you know?
Mhm.
So ਮੈਂ ਫਿਰ iPad ਤੇ ਕਰਨ ਲੱਗ ਗਿਆ, and then I got into it, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ? ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਿਆ wow, I mean ਆਪਣੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਕਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਰਹੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, and then ਮੈਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਚ ਕਰਨਾ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤਾ। ਫਿਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਚ ਕਰਨਾ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤਾ, like I was like man, ਕੋਈ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ graffiti style,
Yeah.
because influence graffiti ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਕਾਫੀ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਹਿਪ ਹੌਪ ਦਾ ਕਾਫੀ ਇਨਫਲੂਐਂਸ ਰਿਹਾ, ਇਵਨ ਚੰਡੀਗੜ੍ਹ ਤੋਂ,
Anji.
ਠੀਕ ਹੈ? ਕਾਫੀ ਰਿਹਾ ਇਨਫਲੂਐਂਸ ਨਾ, so that is why,
Yeah.
and graffiti is like more real to me, like you know ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੁਝ ਵੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ, like is like a message, or like ਉਹ relate ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਨਾ ਕਈ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ, it can be like a satire, you know, like ਕੁਝ ਵੀ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ message ਕੁਝ ਵੀ ਚੱਲ ਰਿਹਾ, like you know, it's like real,
Yeah. It sort of reflects
you know?
reality.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think that's
ਜੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ news ਨਹੀਂ ਦੇਖੋਗੇ, like you can see on the walls, you know?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that is the cool thing about art in general is that especially like as we come on to your piece that you did, the Banksy Singh one. What do you have a name for that artwork? The
Nah,
one.
man, I don't have any name, bro.
No names.
I don't have any name.
It's just
Nah.
easier to refer to like a piece without having to describe it if it's got a name, है ना? But
Yeah. मैं अपना टैग भी नहीं लाया उथे. मैं अपना टैग भी नहीं लाया. You know, I was like, nah, it's not my creation. It's like a piece that I seen. I like when that happened. मैं कह shit. Now this Baba Ji is looking like he's marching it. ठीक है ना?
yeah.
You watch, bro. Like ये मैं पूरे Melbourne च करना है. I'm waiting on some stencils to be made.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna do it like on the walls, man. You will see.
So that
I'm actually gonna do it just behind under Banksy's, because I found a Banksy piece in Melbourne. All right, I'm gonna do it next to it. Yeah,
that's dope. That is dope. So
yeah.
the piece that I'm talking about is the one that we've just been saying is the Baba who was getting, I think it was a gas canister, Hannah. The tear gas was getting thrown off him, but he like shrugs it off. Or was it like the police officer with the baton?
Nah, police officer with the
Okay, that one. So on when you're creating this piece and putting it on a wall, is that do you have to create the stencil beforehand or do you do it freehand?
Yeah, stencil.
Stencil. Because
You can do a freehand if you are really good at.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you want like more details in it, because the thing is, pata hona like legal walls and illegal walls. If you're doing it on a legal wall, then you can take as much time you want. Okay, if you're doing it on illegal wall.
What's the difference? Oh, obviously, like I'll understand the differences. You can go to jail for one and not the other, I assume, or get arrested for one and not the other. But is it like ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਪਤਾ like ਕਿਹੜਾ illegal ਹੈ ਤੇ ਕਿਹੜਾ legal ਹੈ?
Yeah, so you have to search it on the internet.
Oh, okay. What are the illegal ones more just like old school buildings or and the newer ones?
Any place, bro. Any place. Like legal walls specifically mention kita jauga ki like you can do your artwork here on these walls.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so that's like legal walls. So illegal, like if I'm doing it behind, like you know, at the back of your backyard or whatever, like in the front of any house or a building, you know, that's illegal. That's they put it as vandalism. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's say even je o karna, then you have to be like quick, obviously. You know, je legal walls, and then you can have like you have all the time in the world, bro.
Right. So there'll probably be some places in Melbourne, I imagine, that are very graffitied because they're legal, so people can take their time there. And then, as you said, you had to go with a stencil because this is an illegal wall.
Yes, like Banksy said, Melbourne jada hega, or capital street capital hai wo, street art capital.
Yeah.
Or jada world da.
Right. Okay.
Banksy said that. ठीक है तो Banksy ਦੇ ਕਈ ਪੀਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲੀਗਲ ਵਾਲਸ ਤੇ you know and illegal walls ਤੇ ਵੀ ਹੈ.
Right. Okay. That's probably another reason for keeping anonymous then.
ਹੁਣ ਜਿਵੇਂ next ਮੈਂ ਕੁਝ ਕਰਾਂਗਾ, right? The one I recently did that with KKK one, the Klux one, the Klan one. That kind of stuff can get me into trouble.
100%. Yeah, I was going to say that was a very bold sort of piece that you did. Definitely. Yeah.
So ਇਹੀ ਗੱਲ ਆ ਹੁਣ next ਮੈਂ ਕੁਝ ਵੀ ਕਰਦਾ, you never know like who's watching you, you know. And then
but not just that, as you were saying, when you're going there and doing the piece, if they know, like if you put your tag on and they know who you are, then obviously it's very easy to trace. Like if you're doing a piece on an illegal wall compared to a legal wall, etc., then it's obviously easy to find
then I'm asking for it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I wanted to do that. Have you seen that Buddha? You're asking for it. You're dying for it. The police will be looking like Buddha in a minute. with the anonymity as
Yeah.
well. Like, but when surely like the biggest, so there are a lot of positives for being anonymous. Yeah, you can do your artwork, and it's detached from yourself. So there's no like oh, because he did it, then I look at it. It's more just a standalone piece, I imagine, as well. But the positive surely would be the drawbacks of it would surely be like when you do get bigger and bigger and bigger, surely you would want some appreciation, no?
Nah, man.
Not at
I
all.
mean, you do. No, man. It is like it's not about appreciation, brother. It's like people's voice. You know,
Mm-hmm.
ਤੇ ਬੰਦਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਨਾਲ ਕਦੇ ਵੀ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ.
Yeah.
So appreciation ਤਾਂ ਕਦੀ ਨਾ bro ਨਾ. ਵੈਸੇ ਵੀ ਮੇਰਾ ਇੱਕ ਹੋਰ ਅਕਾਊਂਟ ਹੈਗਾ.
Mm-hmm.
ਤੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ basically like my close friends and all that, that my other account, like ਮੈਂ ਕੌਣ ਹੈ.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously I'm not that big yet, but ਮੈਂ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ, like I think the art, like ਉਹ ਵੱਡਾ ਹੋ ਜੇ, then I don't give a shit about me, man. It's all good, basically ਇਹ scene,
Yeah. 100% get it, and I think it is admirable, and like obviously you like you said it yourself, that the artwork shines through, and it doesn't matter about the person who makes the art, it's more about the art itself. And I think that's probably why going on to like an inspiration of yours, which I assume is Banksy, what actually, yeah, who are your other inspirations? Obviously Banksy will be one of them because we've already mentioned him a few times before, but are there any other sort of inspirations that you look at in the art world?
A lot, brother.
Do you want to name a couple, or is it too long of a list?
Well, I can name a couple, definitely. Okay, so this is the thing, man. Not art. I don't know, like ਤੁਸੀਂ music ਨੂੰ consider ਕਰੋਗੇ like art form, obviously, right? ਉਸ 'ਚ ਹੈਗੇ like some actors who actually can act, or ਹੈਗੇ, they inspire me. ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਨਾ? Like recently my brother Mixman Sean, shout out to Mixman Sean from California. ਇਹ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ actual ਪੰਜਾਬੀ rap start ਕੀਤਾ, the Mixman was with, like, obviously was with Bohemia and all that, when they actually started it. So Mixman Paji Manu ਜਾਣਦੇ ਨੇ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, ਉਹ ਇੱਕ inspiration ਹੈ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ. He was the first one ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤੱਕ ਪਹੁੰਚਿਆ ਮੇਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਕੰਮ, ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ like ਮੈਂ like obviously ਮੈਂ ਕੈਲੀਫੋਰਨੀਆ 'ਚ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ, and hip hop graffiti was actually born in the city of Bronx, I guess, New York. Bronx ਤੋਂ start ਹੋਇਆ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ, but ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਮੈਂ ਅੱਜ ਤੱਕ ਕਦੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ graffiti ਏਦਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਕਰਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੇਖਿਆ. It was like big thing for me, man. ਕੋਈ ਏਦਾਂ ਬੰਦਾ ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਚੰਡੀਗੜ੍ਹ ਤੋਂ ਸੁਣਦਾ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ, like, ਏਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਬੰਦੇ. But now he's like my big brother, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਨਾ? He's like my big brother, so ਆਪਾਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਕਈ ਕੁਝ ਹੈ. And my partner, my partner as well, obviously can't, ਮੈਂ ਨਾਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ. And my actual real brother, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਾਫੀ support ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਮੈਨੂੰ. In fact, like, I mean, more than my parents. ਮੇਰਾ ਵੱਡਾ brother ਹੈ ਉਹ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਨਾ? ਤੇ art wise, like I get like from Denzel Washington, ਮੈਂ sometimes ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ true movies ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ real story ਤੇ based, ਉਹ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ excite ਕਰਦੀਆਂ. Like I get fascinated about reading like real stories, real life struggle, like, so ਉੱਥੋਂ whoever, like maybe like Malcolm X, or like ਜਿਹੜੇ ਏਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਆ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਨਾ? ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਮੈਂ inspire ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ. Doesn't matter like ਉਹ ਕੋਈ painter ਹੈ ਕਿ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ, like ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਹੈ, ਉਹ scene ਹੈ, bro.
I think that's evident as well with most artists, is that it's not actually like other artists who inspire them, but it's reality. Do you know what I mean? Like it's what's happening in obviously in your pieces more recently with the farmers' protests in India. That's probably been the biggest inspiration more recently, because there's so many images that are being captured, and that's the beauty of having smartphones and videos there, that you can get inspiration and recreate something like the Baba leading the march when he did that graffiti. And how like, so how does that work with keeping topical and things? Like, do you always want to keep your artwork topical, or do you want to keep them timeless? Because I think you can probably strike a balance of both, but some of them are evidently topical, and then some of them are more evidently timeless. So how do you strike the balance between that?
I don't know, brother. एक तो मेरे को full time है नहीं, you know. if if I have all the time, bro, मैं यही कर रहा. But मेरे को है नहीं time, you know, like time. कई बार ideas आते हैं, कई बार you can't be bothered, you know. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I don't know about
yeah.
other people, but sometimes you can't be bothered, you know. They कई बार ideas आते हैं, like मैं start कर लेना, and then I was like, okay, now the idea is on the paper. मैं फिर आ जाएंगे दे उत्ते, you know, and then the other idea comes up. So I don't know, bro. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Are you always just looking for like the next thing sort of thing?
yeah. Always next thing, you know. Like now when like इस टाइम मैं फील कर रहा हूँ कि like मैंने कुछ पेंट करना चाहिए, like a canvas पे, like इस टाइम में फील हो रहा है कि like मैं कुछ पेंट करा, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe I'll buy a canvas again, you know, and सालों बाद फिर मैं पेंट करना शुरू कर दूंगा कुछ. Yeah.
I think one of the good things about the digital one, so obviously you haven't painted on canvas for a while, but you've done a lot of digital paintings. I'm guessing it's easier to get that stuff online because it is like it's a file. And recently, do you know who Tom White is?
Nah, brother.
Tom White is an artist from America. You know SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's the guy who basically like is the designer for SpongeBob. So he's the artist behind it. Just hang on with me.
Okay.
Hang on with me. It's a bit of a long
Yeah.
one. But he
Yeah.
was on a podcast recently. I think it was the Joe Rogan podcast, and so he's after SpongeBob and all that finished. He's become like an artist, and he does like big canvases and sells his like paintings to like galleries and things like that. So he's become like quite established and well known. But because of obviously COVID over the past year now, he's basically said that in America most of the galleries have shut down. So for him, when external people want to buy his paintings, they actually go to a gallery and the gallery gets in touch with him. I don't know if the system in America is different to the rest of the world because I'm completely unaware of the system in general. But he said because the galleries have now closed, he gets more commissions not through galleries but just straight through Instagram, because his artwork's on Instagram. If somebody wants it, they just went like, yeah, I want that one, or I like your artwork, I want you to do this for me. Do you feel like social media is sort of like helping a lot of artists sort of establish themselves? Because as I said before we were speaking, is that I came across your work because obviously the picture that we're referencing the most is the Bob March and the lead. And that's the one that I saw first. And obviously then you can follow and then you can find out all the rest of the artists like artwork. Do you feel like social media is helping in that respect?
100%, brother. 100%. Social media actually बहुत ਵੱਡੀ help है इस time. कोई भी artist वास्ते है. I mean, okay, so put it this way. Two parallel universe, okay? एक है digital, एक है real. All right? So ਜੇ ਤਾਂ ਕੋਈ digital ਤੇ exist ਕਰਦਾ, right? Art ਨੂੰ appreciate ਕਰਨ ਵਾਲਾ, you will have that kind of following, obviously. ਜੇ real ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ like local art gallery, you know, ਤੁਸੀਂ real ਬੰਦਿਆਂ ਨਾਲ, ਚਾਰ ਬੰਦਿਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਬੈਠ ਕੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਪੇਂਟ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ, then face to face ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੋਰ ਕੰਟੈਕਟ ਬਣਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ, ਜਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਬੰਦੇ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਹੋਰ ਕੰਮ ਲਾਈਕ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ, ਉਹ ਵੀ ਹੈਗਾ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਨਾ. So both. So it's not like sirf social media.
Mhm.
To see real local art galleries, jaoge, art studios jaoge, then same thing. But yeah, social media, yeah, you can push your work, like easy,
Do you think like
Plus,
you're more true to yourself as well because you're just posting what you want on your page, whereas Jay
yes,
like art gallery ne commissioned it there, then you have to do what they want. Do you
yeah,
know what I mean? Like you don't
yeah,
have to. You can just be true to whatever you want to create.
yeah. This is obvious. A account जरा मेरा हैगा इस time. जो भी मेरा दिल कर रहा है मैं वो कर रहा हूँ, right?
Hmm.
So that's it. So normally ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ, there are like clubs, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬਣਾਉਂਦੇ हैं local. You can go, you can paint, you can sit with them. ठीक है ना? So there's another community, for painters. You can connect with them.
Yeah.
ठीक है ना? जो real canvas या paint कर देने. So yeah, but social media they definitely कोई भी कितों भी start कर सकता, bro. I mean, if you want followers, yeah, then social media, yeah, I'll say, yeah. I mean, कुछ भी start कर सकता, कितों भी कोई start कर सकता. But if you just want to paint, just paint.
Yeah, but I'm not saying it just on the follower side because, again, like the reach as well. As an artist, surely you want your creation to be seen by as many people. That doesn't mean you want following and fame and things, but you want exposure, Hannah. Like whatever you make, you're making it for a purpose. You're as you said before, like you're the voice for whatever's happening in wherever. Do you know what I mean? In this example, like the protests in India, you're the voice by making this beautiful sort of art piece and having like the
Yeah,
stencil on the wall. So surely you want as
yeah,
many people to look at that, and
yeah.
that's like only people who will walk past that piece in person will be able to see it in person. Whereas because
Yes,
it's on social media, like me from the UK, I've just seen a painting in Melbourne and we've got in touch through that. Do you know what I mean?
definitely.
Like, so I think I think that is like, I'm not saying that physical art and actually going out there and seeing, I think that's the most beautiful. The most natural art is just nature itself, in my opinion. But when you get to like actually, I can't go to everywhere in the world to see all these magnificent mountains or
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
volcanoes, or do you know what I mean? You have to see
yeah,
pictures sometimes, and I think that's when social media
yeah,
comes in handy.
yeah. That's it. Like as a messenger, you know.
Mhm.
So, who need अपना तुसीं घर दे बाहर अपने, just paint something, like लोग देख लेंगे हो, whatever. Like you will have, you know, look. So social media te hai like instantly ਤੁਸੀਂ connect ਹੋ ਜਾਓਗੇ, obviously, like from here to UK, from US, ठीक है ना? Overnight हो सकता, ठीक है?
Mhm.
बस ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ. Otherwise, like ਜੇ ਆਪਣਾ art noticeable कराना है लोਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, then it's easy. I think like if your piece is powerful, just put it on a wall and then you'll see, so you can
Yeah,
go out. If you believe in it, just put it out like graffiti, that's why I think there are graffiti. That is why, like uh it can reach,
yeah,
without even जे मेरे को social media नहीं है, कोई और चाह के मेरी photo पा सकता है. Like, hey
definitely.
man, like look at this, so ਉਹ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ if it's powerful.
Yeah, hundred
ठीक है
percent,
ना?
100%. Because there
Yeah,
are sometimes like when I go through like Europe, some European countries have a lot of like paintings on walls and like specific streets designed for them, and the amount of times like you take a picture and you send it because it is like a powerful image, and I think you've created
yeah,
in this piece definitely because I think it did reach a lot of people because it got picked up by
yeah,
other pages and things, and that's
yeah,
what I mean about social media. It's not like on if I can't remember the specific page, but I think it was like Seek Expo or something, one of them sort of pages who reposted it. And the following they have is a lot bigger, but ultimately your exposure to like the not not your exposure is in art by TDR, but your exposure is in the piece's exposure, like the art itself.
yeah,
has been
Yeah.
seen by so many more people, and that's obviously ultimately the goal. From what you're
Yeah.
saying, I think anyway.
Yeah. 100%, bro.
Do so going back to sorry, something just popped in my head there. Do you think there's more than one Banksy?
Yeah, there's a possibility, bro.
Because you were saying he's in Melbourne, but he's got pieces all over the world, hasn't he? He's got pieces in England, he's
Yes.
got pieces in America. So unless he's
Yeah.
traveling all the time and creating these pieces, and
Yeah.
unless there's more than
Yeah,
one,
there's like all conspiracy theories, man. Like, Banksy is not obviously ek banda nahi hega. It's like a team.
yeah,
And there's a possibility. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
it would be
maybe
interesting.
acha lagega.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because nobody knows. He could be a middle-aged white man. He could be a 14-year-old Latino girl. He could be. Do you know what I mean? He could be anything. Do you know what I mean? He could
Yeah.
literally be. Well, I doubt 14-year-old because he's been around for probably 14 years or more. But do you know what I mean? Like it literally could be anything. I don't know why that has just popped into my head there, but because that is like logistically, unless how would he make money though? Because obviously these artworks aren't getting like how do you sell a Banksy art piece? Do they sell? Again, I'm very ignorant to all of this, so that's why I'm
Yeah, I
asking the
think,
question.
ਹਾਂਜੀ, I think Banksy ਦੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਐਗਜ਼ੀਬਿਸ਼ਨ ਵੀ ਲੱਗੀ ਸੀ ਮੈਲਬਨ ਚ ਨਾ, his artwork. I think ਉਸਦੇ pieces ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਲੋਕੀ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਨੇ, ਖਰੀਦਦੇ ਨੇ for like $1 million, like $2 million. So yeah.
But then it's like as you say, it's public property though. Like so the art pieces that he does on a wall, what do you just take out the entire
No,
wall?
not on the wall one. No,
Oh, okay.
definitely not that one, bro.
I was gonna say that's a
No.
bit hard. I know you're playing $1 million and you have to get
Yeah.
like a full on like crane or
Like a
something
whole,
to
like a wall.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because for him to be
Yeah.
traveling all around the world and doing this, obviously he would need some sort of financial backing. And I don't know why that
Yeah.
has just popped into my head. But yeah, going back to the social
Oh
media
yeah.
thing, yeah, I think definitely it's like it is really good because you can create something really quickly as well and just get it out to as many people. So like the response time's really quick. Like as we were saying beforehand, some of the other artists who've been covering the farmers' protest, like yourself, obviously Inquisitive. Do you know about him?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, man.
Yeah, he's huge and he creates some like really good
Yeah. Really
topical
good. Yeah,
pieces.
man.
And then that
100%. Yeah.
Mesmeraki, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but I think it's
Yes.
Mesmeraki, who does the
Yeah.
sketching.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I've only started like getting into obviously Inquisitive's been for around for a long time, but Mesmeraki and yourself,
Long time.
I only started getting into during these farmers protests because of the artworks produced by then. Do you know what I mean? Which is it is really good to be fair in that sense.
Yeah.
And
I mean, with the social media, there's one thing, bro. Like, in my opinion, manu lagda ki social media is not social anymore. Like, kai hashtag hai jehde recently, ਜਿਵੇਂ hashtag ਜਿਹੜਾ Sikh hashtag ਸੀਗਾ ਉਹ ban ਕਰਤਾ, shadow banned, and ਏਦਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਨੇ, or like farmer protest some hashtags, ਉਹ ban ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦੇ so that ਕਿ ਹੁਣ recently ਇੱਕ artist ਹੈ, UK ਤੋਂ ਹੀ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮੇਰੇ contact ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈ, ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ link send ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀਗਾ, right? So some privacy policy, I don't know, I can't send anything in like, ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ UK ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੋ, ਮੈਂ send ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ.
oh
Any
really?
like yeah, some specific link or something, man. Next time what I will do, मैं कोई link send ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਾਂਗਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ, and then I'll take a screenshot ਤੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਆ ਜਾਏਗਾ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ send ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ because some privacy rules, like new
Yeah.
privacy rules or policy, I don't know.
Yeah, that came in effect 2-3 weeks ago. It's not just like for out of country to in country. It's like I can't send links to other people in the UK now either. So it's like
Okay.
yeah. So just hyperlinks just don't work on Instagram DM specifically. So like if I try to send
Now
you
I
a
was
link, so
yeah, sorry to cut you off, bro. I was actually able to send the same link to other people, in the US or something. But yeah.
yeah, I might just
Yeah,
be a
I don't
UK
know.
thing though. Yeah, I don't know because I've tried to do that
Oh yeah.
recently as is with this when we schedule like a Zoom call for the podcast, I try to send it through Instagram, and them links just don't work. So normally I have to either email it or the person just copies and pastes the link from the chat themselves. But it is a weird one. It's only happened within the last couple of weeks, but
It's happening in
100%.
the UK, bro.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, man.
But 100% agree. Like social media is more of commercial media now. Do you know what I mean? It's not like it is where people can interact, like we were saying, all the benefits before, but I think the drawbacks are less obvious. Do you know what I mean? The amount of time that you spend on your phone, the amount of things that maybe seem to be real but aren't. Like obviously everyone knows that Instagram's probably the fakest place, like where everyone will look the happiest for 2 seconds, take the picture, and the rest of the day they could be really upset or whatever maybe.
Yeah.
And then, as you said, the sort of government sort of side, the politics sort of side of shadow banning certain.
Oh yeah, they're
certain things.
actually monitoring it, all the time. It's
Mhm.
like ਆਪਾਂ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਇਸ time.
Yeah,
They're watching us, and some people know, and a lot of people they don't know.
yeah, I think that's a scary thing. I don't know if I don't know if this was like a worldwide movie, but on Netflix there was that Social Dilemma. Have you watched that? That's basically
Nah, bro.
about it's basically about like the algorithms and things of social media and how they
Oh
keep
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah, yeah,
trapped in and things. And
yeah, yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah.
although it's like a very over the top, because they try to like give an example of basically like a couple of bunda in a room sitting behind a computer. Obviously that's not how it works. It's
Mm,
like an algorithm, but like they've got one
mm,
bunda for how much money they can make. So yeah, we should put an
mm,
advertising right now, and then one bunda to like send you a notification at the right time to get you back on the platform, and then another bunda to
mm,
just like monitor what you like looking at and then show you more of that, so you just keep on staying on it, which
mm.
obviously it isn't the way that it's not three bundas sitting there in real life. It's just the computer doing this themselves. But it is like
Yeah,
again, like as an art form, is like a movie to depict what is actually happening. It is. I think it did a really good job of that. I think it opened a lot of eyes
yeah.
to what, as you say, a lot of people do know, but the people who don't, I feel like it probably did open up their eyes to it.
Mm.
Another thing that was on your Instagram is, I think it's the picture more recently with the Ndani Tower in the background. Do you know which one I'm on about? The farmer. There's the farmer, but he looks like he's more in like a city center. I'll show you on this one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this one. So with that, the thing that I noticed about that one is like the detail in it, sort of thing. Like there's a bit more Easter eggs, if that makes sense. Is that something that you ever try to put in? Because I know a lot of artists do have like, because they can put in little things like little hidden messages and little sort of Easter
Like
eggs.
Leonardo da Vinci thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Not even to like, as we were speaking about like Inquisitive before, he says that he puts in like specific things that might not be obvious on first glance, that you actually have to go in properly
Mm,
in detail and see it. And it's basically like an Easter egg.
yeah.
Like if you notice it,
Mm,
there's like an
yeah.
extra meaning to the art piece. Is that something that
Okay.
you ever do or ever consciously do, or is it just whatever naturally comes onto the canvas or the iPad in this instance?
Yeah. Okay. So is picture the which कुछ दिख रहा है ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ?
On first glance, I didn't notice the drones in the background, and like I didn't even notice it was an undone thing until I looked at the caption. Do you know what I mean? So like
Mm,
at first you just realize that it's like for me, the way that I viewed it first is that the farmer is trying to do his farming essentially, but
mm,
the land around him has now become more like commercial and built up, so he can't do his farming. That's at
yeah.
first glance, and then when I seen it, like there's the camera at the front, there's a drone in the back, then there's the Ndandi Tower behind. Then I had to look at more detail to understand it more. And that's the thing that I'm trying to ask is like, is that something that you try
Okay.
to intentionally create more layers so that the more that you view something and the more that you understand it and the little things all add up together?
Okay. So मैं जो तो picture like जो thought आया, ठीक है?
Mhm.
मैं ਆਪਣੇ ਅਕੋਰਡਿੰਗਲੀ ਇੰਟਰਪ੍ਰੀਟ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ। ਹੁਣ ਕਈ ਵਾਰ ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੇ ਬੰਦਾ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ ਵੇ ਨਾਲ ਇੰਟਰਪ੍ਰੀਟ ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ, ਰਾਈਟ? ਤਾਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਸੀਗਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਇਹ ਇਟਸ ਲਾਈਕ ਆਬਵੀਅਸਲੀ ਫਾਰਮਰ, yeah. For me it's like the last man standing. ਉਹੀ ਰਹਿ ਗਿਆ ਇਸ ਟਾਈਮ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਪੀਸ ਰਹਿ ਗਿਆ ਲੈਂਡ ਦਾ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਉਹ ਫਾਰਮਿੰਗ ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ। And ਬਾਕੀ ਸਾਰਾ obviously construction ਹੋ ਚੁੱਕੀ ਹੈ, like it's like concrete jungle. ਤੇ Adani is like the head of it, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ? ਤੇ ਉਹ he's obviously keeping an eye on even that single person, the farmer.
Right.
Take care with obviously it's like I'm calling me like vulture, like Adani's vulture. All these you will see the camera, you will see
Is that why there's birds in the background as
CCTV
well?
cam. Yeah, the vulture you will see it because you know what vulture do, the gid, we call it gid, yeah. So it's what is like drone. That's why they're doing it. They're actually watching them all the time, even at the protest. You know, so वो देखना चाहते हैं कि last moment like current status की चल रहा है, so वो की कर सकते हैं आगे, ठीक है ना? They're evil moves, you know, they're planning. So yeah, so उसदी मैं वो सोच के interpret कर रहा सीगा कि farmers doing his thing, ठीक है ना? It's like मारते दम तक sort of. So and all these big mafias, you know, and they actually want to take even that piece of land from him. Yeah.
Yeah. Just like a big brother, like looking over everything, and
Yeah.
and sort of like a vulture. Yeah. See, this is I think
Yeah.
this is the good thing about art. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. So it's like slowly, you know, land sari ona to khore ne, you know, and then farmer, obviously he's gonna die working hard on his own land. ठीक है ना? वो मरते दम तक farming करेगा, उन्होंने पता है, right? So that's why it's like, you know, they're waiting him to die like this because ना वो कुछ कर रहे ने, ना उन्होंने कुछ करना है, ठीक है ना? So at this time as well, I mean, they're still struggling, bro.
Yeah.
You know, शुरू तो struggle करते आ रहे हो. Yeah.
Well, that's it. It's the sad thing about it is it's one of the hardest professions. Do you know what I mean? It's the hardest job out there, and then this is just like an extra slap in the face. But the thing that I was
even the local farmers in Australia as well, brother. ਇੱਧਰ ਵੀ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਸੀਨ ਹੈਗਾ, but not that bad, you know, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਇੰਡੀਆ 'ਚ ਹੈਗਾ ਆਪਣੇ ਉੱਧਰ.
Yeah.
ਇੱਥੇ ਵੀ local ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈ, you know, sometimes they struggle, you know. ਹੁਣ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕਰੋਨਾ ਵੀ ਆਇਆ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, ਸਾਰੇ ਕਹੇ support local because obviously, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਨਾ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ hit ਕੀਤਾ, you know, like the business, all that. So farmers actually, I think, ਸਾਰੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ 'ਚ ਹੀ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਹਾਲ ਖਰਾਬ ਹੈ, but ਕਈ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਥੋੜਾ ਸਾਥ ਦੇ ਦਿੰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਕਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿੰਦੀਆਂ, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਇੰਡੀਆ 'ਚ ਹੈ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਨਾ?
Yeah.
So America 'ਚ, I mean, even they are struggling, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ? I mean, Australia 'ਚ ਹੁਣ ਕਈ ਹੈਗੇ ਹੈ dairy farms ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੰਦ ਹੋਏ ਹੈ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਨਾ? So yeah.
Is there like better regulation in Australia than India? Like better laws and legislation?
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing that I was going to say before is that like so unless the artist ever comes out and says this is my full interpretation of this piece, which they're never going to because the whole point is like have your own sort of interpretation of it. Like I think we were quite similar a bit on what we were saying, but obviously your interpretation is very more specific because you have what you have in mind, sort of thing. And it is interesting to hear because it would be fascinating to hear like more pieces be explained like that by the artist. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So obviously, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ, you can have your own interpretation, brother. So it's all good, you know. Like when ਮੈਂ ਛੱਡਦਾ for ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਕੁਝ thought ਆਇਆ ਮੈਨੂੰ, right? ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਕੀਤਾ, और maybe वो exactly ਉਹਦਾ ਨਾ ਆਵੇ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ? ਤੇ because I'm not that good, man. ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕੋਈ ਦੇਖ ਰਿਹਾ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕੁਝ ਹੋਰ ਵੇ ਨਾਲ ਇੰਟਰਪ੍ਰੀਟ ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ you know.
Yeah. That's what I mean is like that. I think that is the beauty of it is that 100 people could see the same thing, and they would
Yeah,
have like 100 different interpretations of it. And as the saying goes, like beauty is in the eye of the beholder because everybody has a
yeah,
different eye. Do you know what I mean? They can see different when they look at it, their own personal culture and background is going to influence their
yeah,
decision when they look at something.
yeah,
But
yeah. Like,
mhm.
yeah. For example, bro, hey Baba ji, is time. For me, ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਦੇਖਦਾ ਮੇਰੀ interpretation ਹੈ ਕਿ like he's marching.
Yeah.
Okay. ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਦੇਖਦਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ he's marching, he's leading, he's a leader, he's marching it. ਹੁਣ ਮੈਂ ਇਹ ਏਦਾਂ ਲੈ ਰਿਹਾ ਫੋਟੋ ਨੂੰ
Yeah.
ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਇਹ stencil ਨੂੰ. Okay. So
Yeah.
he's gonna lead. Yeah.
The way you said it, I never even viewed that before our conversation today as that. Obviously, I'd seen the original picture, and I was thinking it is a
Yeah.
very good like encapsulation of that. So when I see it, I still see the original photo of like oppression, like
Yes.
or police officer.
I'm like, okay, they wanna do. Okay, so ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਕਰਨਾ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਏਦਾਂ ਕਰਾਂਗਾ ਕਿ like, okay, like he's gonna lead now.
Yeah.
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਏਦਾਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਨਿਕਲ ਕੇ he's gonna lead now. He's our leader.
Yeah. But the more you say it
He's
and the more
farmer's
that I'm
leader.
looking at it, the more that I'm looking at it and the more you
Yeah.
say leading, my view from the person being oppressed is now is going
Yeah.
like smaller and smaller, and it's now becoming like more of a leader. It is very
Yeah.
interesting. This is the beautiful thing about art. Like as I keep on saying, I'm no like expert. I am a quite ignorant to the fact of art, but I can see something nice, and I just want to know what's behind it, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? Like,
That's the thing, bro. That's
mhm.
the thing. कई बंदे like they don't even want to know.
Oh no,
ठीक है ना?
you need to know, like you need to have an open mind, and I think that's the most important
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. So when a scene when a iconic for me it's like iconic. ठीक है?
Mhm.
ते I will try my best कि ये Melbourne the streets से होवे. Like काफी होवे, you know? So I'm actually working on it, and obviously on my post you will see it's gonna
Uh,
happen.
I look forward to seeing it. Is Instagram your only social media? The ArtByTDR Instagram page, is that the only social
Yeah, I
media
had
that you post on?
Facebook this year, and I took it off.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
There
only
is a
Insta
few
now.
people that just have Instagram now. I think it is I think it's the way forward. Facebook, you get a bit too many this, that, and the other. Do you know what I mean? Like you get a bit too much extra. Whereas Instagram, you can just post and you can go. You don't have like Twitter or
Yeah.
anything like that either. I don't think Twitter is as big in Australia as it is over here.
No, I don't have any Twitter either, bro. Yeah.
That's cool. The one of the like last sort of like topics I sort of wanted to discuss was the AK logo competition, because that is
Yeah.
like quite a few posts on your page are obviously like the AK logo.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, man, 100%.
he's a legend in the game. He's been entertaining for a very long time. From living in a brown one,
Yeah.
living in a brown fam one is probably my first
Yeah.
introduction. But how so? What was the competition? And like I seen he's responded a few times as well. And like what was that whole process like?
Okay. Like AK, that's in it. Thank you. Both time ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ, like from day one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually spoke to him.
Oh, sick.
Spoke with him actually on a phone call. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
ਤਾਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੋਈ ਸੀਗੀ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਤੇ logo ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਏਦਾਂ ਹੋਈ ਸੀਗੀ ਕਿ I made something. I can't remember exactly. So what happened? He started it like someone. But he okay. So एक बंदा सीगा, एक artist सीगा, sorry, and ਉਹਨੇ AK वास्ते एक logo design ਕੀਤਾ. ठीक है? I think he posted it, and then ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਉਹਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ alright now he's gonna do he's gonna start a logo competition. So I mean, just just create. So sorry, create karan lage, and then I was like, okay, man, I'm gonna do it as well. So I did it, and then he really liked it. I guess. I mean, one of the graffiti things he always liking on it. Like some of my stuff, he's into it. Like he replies. I've got his uh number. We spoke. He wanted me to do some other stuff as well, which I couldn't because I had this creative block. You know, मेरा दिमाग खड़ गया. I'm like, shit, man. ये बंदा, like, uh, I was like, shit, he's AK, man. I've got to do something.
Mhm.
But it was bad timing, bro. So maybe in future. So that's what happened with AK, bro. कि जो तो मैं कर रहा सीगा, and then he really liked it. Shout out to AK. He's always support. He got this platform. He obviously put people on his platform. Yeah, man. I mean, don't matter, like कोई चक्कर नहीं है कि if you produce a beat, if you got a good uh you're a painter, whoever, man. So he always like appreciate, like he always put his community, at the front. That's really good about him, man.
Yeah.
Really good about him, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Like over the years, you see when he used to do like the AK beats, and it would just be like different producers sending in
Yeah,
beats for like half an
different
hour,
produce,
40
yep.
minutes. Yeah, yeah. And he'd always just tag
Mm-hmm.
every producer, but in the background would be some really nice art as well.
Yeah,
And you'd
yeah.
put the artist in there as well. And when you go on his page as well, you can see so many different pieces of artwork and stuff, and it is really nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Especially like, but I think like again, it comes down to your background and your culture. But when you do see like Punjabi type art, I think because we are Punjabi, it sort of hits us a bit extra. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, exactly, brother. Like when ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ graffiti ਦੇਖਦੇ, like it's most of the time it's written in English, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਵਾ ਕਿ ਹਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਕਿੰਨਾ cool, ਕਿੰਨਾ ਵਧੀਆ ਲਿਖਿਆ, but ਆਪਣੀ ਵੀ script ਹੈ ਇੱਕ, ਠੀਕ
Yeah.
ਹੈ ਨਾ, ਉਹ ਓਨੀ ਹੀ cool ਲੱਗੇਗੀ, like ਓਨੀ ਹੀ powerful ਲੱਗੇਗੀ, I guess, maybe more, I don't know. So ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਦੇਖਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਹੋਰ ਹੈ ਬੰਦਾ, shit, sorry man, like Artwadi.
Mm-hmm.
Artwadi, he's from UK. ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ like he actually know my face, but ਮੈਨੂੰ ਉਸਦਾ face ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ. And this
Oh, so
guy
he knows your
does
face,
really
but you
good.
don't know his.
Nah. Yeah,
That's like a role
because
reversal, then.
oh yeah, he actually he's on my personal other, ID. So
Okay.
this guy, he actually got these stickers, man. You should check him out too. Okay, Artwadi, he's from UK.
Mm-hmm.
Take out or stickers बनाਉਂਦਾ, like he does a lot of things, brother. Like one of the other guy, man. And these other girls, now the names are popping out now from my head. Uh, Philly, Philly. The girl name is Philly. She is Desi, अपनी पंजाबी है. Uh, Insta account हैगा weirdo. Yeah, weirdo account है. तो मैं पहली पंजाबी graffiti artist देखी है, brother. She does in English, but like really sick. Philly Bambi. Oh,
Sweet.
yeah. ਇਹ ਦੋ ਬੰਦੇ UK ਤੋਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ like ਮੈਂ ਦੇਖਦਾ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ, like I'm in contact. I mean, ਜੇ ਹੁਣ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖੋਗੇ ਮੇਰਾ account Insta ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਦੋ throw ਹੀ ਮੈਂ Philly ਵਾਸਤੇ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll have a look after this. To be fair, that would be
Yeah.
because as I say, like I am interested. Like I you see something nice and you just want to know more. It's as simple as that. Do you know what I mean? You see something cool and you just want to just know more, and you want to see other cool things, and that's the whole point of this podcast. Is the whole point that you're doing what you're doing. It's the whole point that I'm doing what I'm doing, is because you see something and you just get that little spark. I know, like for you, the spark will be the seeing the protest in India and then going out and creating something. For me, I see what you create and I want to speak to you about it. And Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is like it's a sort of cycle, continuous little cycle.
Yeah, way of connecting, man.
That's it. Yeah, yeah. And the thing is, like, I think again, to go sort of back to the social media thing, is like without the platforms, and there is so many negatives that we've already discussed, yeah, but without them sort of platforms and reaching the audiences, I would never be able to connect to you. And the other sort of thing that I see more recently is I feel like there's more positivity between our community. I don't know if it's just because of the farmers protest and it might be like the trigger to bring people closer together, but
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like in the art world, as you say, like you got a lot of support from AK, but I don't know if like a lot of others would have also previously supported you, but I feel like now everything's coming a lot more up and they support a lot more up and it, which isn't always the case. Do you know what I mean?
Well, music industry is different. The art, our industry is different.
Mm-hmm.
इथे में बहुत supportive बंदे देखे हैं.
Mm-hmm.
ठीक, music industry is totally different. ठीक है ना? Art, you cannot copy art. Like you cannot copy my piece, man. You know?
Yeah.
ठीक है ना? The music you can actually copy beats and all that. You know, like how are you gonna create another canvas? ठीक है. ठीक है ना? Once it's out, it's there. So I see a lot of support in this art scene, but music is also like art form. You know, music as well, but that art form is, you know, I don't know,
More replicable.
from, yes, yeah. And there's another artist, sorry, SK art, like Sunit Sandhu, like she on a, like, I don't know, like she actually, I don't know from where, I mean, Anupata lag gaya, and then, you know, she found out like I do these kind of things, and then from day one, you know, she always supports me, you know, always tags, likes, and all that. So like that, you know, like और भी कई बंदे ने, ठीक है ना, I do the same thing. So it's always love, man, you know, appreciating other art form, whether it is digital or canvas or water or pencil or sketch, whatever it is. ठीक है? So when I look, मैं तो अपने आप को consider ही नहीं करता, like I'm like nowhere at all, bro. Like I'm like below, man, you know. Seriously, मैं कई नो देखते हैं, I'm like, wow. Patience, brother. Like some of the detailings, it requires patience, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, layers after layers, you know, and all the other. Wow, I'm like, man, I don't have that much patience in me, man. It can teach you, you know, it can teach you, but I don't have that much patience, man. So yeah, it's really nice to see other artists, like, you know, uh liking your work, you know, supporting it as well. Like about this photo, which I have it, Baba Ji di ਜਿਹੜੀ
Marching forward.
graffiti ਹੈ,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, marching one. ਇਹ ਜਦੋਂ Sikh Expo ਨੇ, I think tag ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀਗਾ story ਪਾਈ ਸੀ ਜਦੋਂ, ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਇਹ like ਇੰਨੀ hit ਹੋਈ ਹੈ, hit in the sense ਕਿ like gone places, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, like Harps Court from UK, BBC Asian Network, I guess, Harps Court, ਉਹਨੇ post ਕੀਤੀ, ਫਿਰ ਹੋਰ ਕਈਆਂ ਨੇ post ਕੀਤੀ from US, ठीक है, फिर मैंने कहा wow, like traveling, you know, it's good.
Yeah.
It's traveling, like, you know, मैं वही देख रहे हैं जो like मैं वही देखे जो like when people, like, you know, बंदे can connect, ठीक है ना, so it's good. I mean, done the जो purpose you're done,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, that's it. Yeah,
That's the thing.
I think that's what we were saying before as well. Is the exposure, like when if it's a powerful enough piece, like
Yeah,
if it wasn't good, and I think like you're downplaying it. I think a lot. You're saying that like I'm not good and all these things, so I'm gonna come in and basically go against you in that conversation. Basically, say if it wasn't powerful enough, it wouldn't have reached the places it reached. Do you know what I mean? It wouldn't.
maybe it's a fluke, brother.
So
Maybe it's a
like,
fluke.
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like
You know, maybe it's a fluke. You look at my work, man, it's nowhere near it like any of the artists if you compare it. I mean, I don't like to compare, but just as dekhoge, I mean, I
I
don't
feel,
know, man.
perhaps you will be viewing it at a more of a technical art standpoint. Perhaps I'm not trying to say that that is what you're doing because obviously I don't know, but like just so having something there that basically represents the time. It's like timing. I think that's a very big thing in this as well. Getting it
Yeah.
like being as powerful as it is, I think it's the timing of it as well. As soon as that picture came out, I don't know how long it was afterwards, but very soon afterwards, your art was everywhere because a few days or maybe a week or two afterwards, after the actual photo did the rounds, the photo of the police
Mm,
officer with the baton, it was very
mm,
shortly afterwards where everybody's already seen the original image. Now to have your
mm,
art go around straight afterwards, it gets that it hits everyone's like emotions, but it can only do
yep.
that because the timing was right. So I don't think it was a fluke. I think it is a powerful image and it gives the person who sees it the right emotions to like it, connect with it, share it, and more people will have that same feeling if that makes sense. I don't think it's a
Mm,
fluke because if you look beforehand as well, it's not like it's the first piece you've ever done. Do you know what I mean? It's
mm,
like it's what's a good saying like preparation meets opportunity and then that equals success or something. So you've had your
mm,
preparation with your other pieces, you've had your opportunity, which was the timing of this
mm,
protest in that picture, and then obviously it's blew up. So I'm gonna defend you
mm.
here. I'm gonna say you're very good. Yeah, I'm gonna say you
uh,
can't say it's a fluke or anything, and you're a very good artist, and I like it very much.
Thanks, brother. Still learning.
It's always continuous improvement. That's how I see things. Is
Mm,
you're always gonna level up, and that's why I'm interested, as you've alluded to a few times already, that big things are coming. So I'll be
mm.
watching very keenly, and be very interested to see what comes next.
All right.
And what I like to do at the end of each podcast is the same 5 questions. So I'll start with the first one is what are you most proud of? And this can be anything. So it could be your artistic career, you could be anything else, but considering that you remain anonymous, I assume that most of them will be artistic. Um, so what are you most proud of?
Eh, और time हजे आया नहीं.
Okay, that's fine. That's a good answer.
Mm.
What are you most looking forward to?
Still.
What time would you
Uh,
any?
nah.
Again, same answer. Right. What's your biggest motivation?
Oh, okay. Biggest motivation. Hmm. Biggest motivation, man. I actually, मैं अपने आप नहीं कमाऊंगा. Energy, my energy, yeah. Yeah.
What is your definition of success?
Wow. My definition, good life, successfully. Just good life.
And last but not least, because it is the KultureKast podcast, how do you think your culture has affected you in your journey thus far?
A lot, man. A lot. Deeply. Yep. In a good way, in a positive way. Yep.
Wicked. Thank you again for your time here. And as I say, I'll leave your Instagram in the link in the description for anybody who wants to check out Art by TDR and probably see the artwork that we have been speaking about for the past hour or so. And to keep up to date with all of his the newest releases that I'm so keenly anticipating. So yeah, thank you. Is there anything else that you want to say as like before we wrap up?
Yeah, man. Thanks to you, brother. Thanks for reaching out. The thing is, man, kadi podcast kita nahi. You know, you were the first one. Je kadi mein big hoya, right? So this is gonna hit. It's gonna hit hard, bro.
Yeah.
You know, but Yeah,
We
but
could
thanks
do
a
one
lot, brother.
again.
Thanks.
We could do one again when
Yeah.
when you're the new Banksy, when you're all around the world and your paintings are in galleries for million pound and all that. For Morke
Yeah,
Kanna
auction and shit. More how 100%, brother. Maybe next time when I flood the Melbourne streets, we can do it again. You know?
Yeah, 100%, 100%,
Yeah. But
100%.
thanks a lot, brother,
No worries.
for putting me into it. Yeah. Like considering as well, you know. मैं लगता नहीं सी like मेरी इतनी हैसियत है.